how did you come up with the idea to start your own company?
I've always had this mindset of starting my own business after school. I've always been that kind of person who was looking at starting something.
Looking back, you were doing your national service. They told you to go home. For like 5 years now, they haven't called you back. How long did it take from the time that they told you to go home till when you started your business?
I actually started my business during COVID. I think on the 18th of February 2020, we were asked to go home. I had bought my first drone with all my savings from national service. And the drone was there. There was no money coming through. It took me about 6 to 8 months to really transition from seeking for a job to fully moving into business. That period where nothing was happening I think that was one of the best periods of my life where I was able to invest in myself.
So you starting, did you get that negative vibes from people, and how did you overcome those negative vibes?
Initially when I started, most of our parents don't even want us to go that line. They want you to go and look for a job. So when I look back, I could say
Welcome to the SuccessMindset podcast. Today we are very excited to be with Kenny, Elijah, and then we
That's
have...
why he can be Kenny today. And I'll be the
Yeah, you can be Kenny today. And then Elijah, and then we have the tech. Okay, I will get used to that name. And then we have a special guest for you guys today. He's called Rodney. Rodney has been a good friend. I've known him since 2014. So it's been a while. We've known each other and we've stayed in touch. This podcast, we talk about how we can become successful, and we'll just go straight into it to let Rodney introduce himself, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay, so I'm Rodney Tego. I run a small business in Ghana called Drone Tech Consult Limited. We offer drone services, drone training, and then we sell drones.
Nice.
Basically, that's what we do. I'm a trained engineer by profession, studied geomatic engineering, and so did my MBA. So I have Masters of Business Administration. And I've been doing business for the past 5 years. After school, national service, then afterwards started my small business. And we've been managing till now.
Nice.
So far, so good.
Yeah, thank you, Rodney, for
Yeah.
joining us. And Ken, do you want to introduce yourself to the audience?
Well, hi guys. Nice to be with you guys
Hi.
again today. So I'm Ken, and
And I'm the tech.
All right. So I would just start with, like, how did you come up with the idea to start your own company? You say you run a small business, but the last time I checked, you've flown like 75,000 hours like of drone. That's a lot, So like, tell us how did you come
Yeah.
up with the idea?
Yeah, so the idea, I've always had this mindset of starting my own business after school. I've always been that kind of person who was looking at starting something. So after school, I had the opportunity to do my national service with the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining. So we're using drones to fly various concessions across Ghana to map legal mining concessions. So we mapped over 1,336 mining concessions across Ghana.
Wow.
And then afterwards, we did monitoring of these illegal mining sites as well, where there was tracking and all that. But however, I couldn't go far because there were some issues in the office. So one day we were told to go home. And then they said we should go home until further notice and that they will call us. So they gave us a 10 days period to stay home and then come after 10 days. So we came home, and then after 10 days, they asked us we came back to the office and they were like, we should go home until further notice. They will get back to us. Until now, they haven't called us.
Wow.
Actually, the company started, I realized from service, when service was about ending, people were asking for services. People will come, oh, Rodney, can you do this for me? And I was like, oh, okay. Why don't I start something? So I discussed with one of my friends. His name is Bismarck.
Bismarck. Okay. Yeah.
I think you know Bismarck. Yeah.
Yeah.
We were in a hotel room, and then I discussed. I was like, oh, Bismarck, can we start something? I think, Bismarck is more of, he's technically good. I am business-wise good. So I needed that kind of blend. So I brought Bismarck in to support, and then the two of us were able to move things forward. So that's how it started.
That's awesome.
And then I had to design my logo, start it all over, and then so after the 10 days, I just started with my business from my room, with my table, my laptop, and my first drone, and I started marketing online. So that was it.
Good. Good.
Before you know it, I started getting some attention from online, LinkedIn. People started calling, and we continued from there. So that's how I started my business.
Yeah, that's good.
Wow, that's quite a story, Rodney.
Yeah.
I mean, kudos to you for taking the initiative and starting something like this on your own. How was it, though, looking back and being like, you were doing your national service, they told you to go home, and for like 5 years now, they haven't called you back. But like, how long did it take from the time that they told you to go home, till when you started your business?
Yes. So I actually started my business during COVID.
Okay.
COVID, there was nothing going on. I think on the 18th of February 2020, we were asked to go home. So I came home. There was nothing going on. I had bought my first drone with all my savings from national service. And the drone was there. There was no money coming through. So I think it took me about 6 to 8 months to really transition from, seeking for a job to fully moving into business. It took some time because most of the education system we have here is like, oh, let me go to school, let me finish, get a job, work for a while. Even if you want to do business, you have to work for a while, make some money, get some savings before you go into business. So it was very tough to really transition.
Yeah.
So even though I had started a business, I was still sending application for jobs because I need to survive. So when I look back, I think it was the best decision. But that period where nothing was happening I think that was one of the best periods of my life where I was able to invest in myself by getting books to learn. So I bought a lot of books. I was in my room reading a lot about business, entrepreneurship, how to grow businesses, and all that. Did all the research online about how to start a drone business, how to grow a drone business. So those were the things I have notes upon notes I've written down. So I got the whole understanding, and it helped me to come out and be confident in what I do.
That's good.
It's an emerging market here, so it's quite difficult getting a very clear path to be able to see how it goes. So you have to keep trying so that you see how it can really improve. So that's how the transition has been. I think mainly most youth lack that stage where they are able to invest in themselves by reading, to be able to, because there are things we go to school, we are never taught how to do. Yeah.
That's
So that's
good.
basically how the transition was.
Yeah, like I remember some time ago we're talking about how we can invest our time wisely, and I think Rodney is a very good example of how that plays out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whatever you were saying just played into, today's topic about, our mindset when it comes to job security, be it government or private sector versus like being an entrepreneur. So you starting, do you feel like, did you get that negative vibes from people, and how did you overcome those negative vibes? And you seeing yourself today, do you feel like, okay, you've like, in case you should die today, would you say you are proud of yourself? Or do you think your wife or your family will be like, I'm proud of Rodney?
Yes, yes. So initially when I started, most of our parents don't even want us to go that line. They want you to go and look for a job.
Yeah.
So initially my father was like, no, go and get a job. Go look for a job. And then I'm wasting my time in the room. Even at the time I was learning for myself, I realized that I was transformed. By the time I came out, I realized things had changed. So I met one, um, we met one partner. We were discussing, and I think I and Bismarck, we sat on the table with the guy. And per our conversation, the guy was like, you could see that the way I think is different from the way Bismarck thinks, even
Yeah.
though we are partners. You see, we have a bit of conflict in he wants maybe to get maybe a job and get big salary. But I was thinking about how best I can partner with people to move the company ahead to a next level. So when I look back, I could say it was the best decision I took because even if maybe I was employed at the government sector at that time, maybe by now I wouldn't have come this far.
Yeah.
And with what I've started, it has taken me far than maybe what I thought I was, getting at that time. So when I look back, I think we have come far and we still hope for better things ahead.
Yeah. I think that's a very good way of thinking about business and life in general, right? Um,
Yeah.
Taking disadvantages or like constraints in the environment you find yourself and turning them into opportunities. Sometimes we lack that kind of mindset shift, like you're saying. We always want things to be there so that we can take advantage of instead of actually like starting a whole new venture altogether. One question that I have for you is: do you think the so like you're in Ghana, just so that our audience know, Rodney is in Ghana and he's operating in Ghana right now, even though he has been traveling to other places in Africa as well. But I think the question I want to ask is: do you think the Ghanaian society or the environment is not ready for technology, like drone tech, or do you think that is now is a time to invest in that kind of technology?
Yeah, so it's 50-50.
Okay.
Ghana, the number of people who are ready for technology, uh, I think I can say 40-60 to be more specific, because when you look at Accra and Kumasi, after those areas, maybe Takrade and some other few areas, the rest, there are still a lot of work to be done. Because when we go to some areas to work, you will see that they are quite remote. So in terms of technology wise, as I said, it's an emerging market,
Yeah.
and gradually we are getting there. Currently, drones are being used for delivery in Ghana. Zipline is using drones for delivery of healthcare products. So those are some things that are coming in line with technology. However, government is also pushing to be able to put in digital systems so that we can be able to improve, whether you can track maybe your land registration at the commission and all those
Mm-hmm.
things. But there's a bridge where we have a lot of people who still cannot operate those basic apps, and it becomes a challenge. So the manual modes will still be there for a while. It's going to take some time.
Yeah.
It's going to take some time before, because a lot of people also feel, let's say you bring out a drone and the only thing they could think of is maybe pictures and videos. But a drone can actually do more things than pictures and videos. So a lot of people know drones for just pictures and videos. And even if you tell somebody you are running a drone business, oh, picture, ultra photo. So
Yeah,
I
that's right.
feel a lot of people don't really understand the whole tech, and then it will take some time for them to really get there.
Yeah.
So mostly now we just focus on few of the industries here, like the mining, construction, and then agriculture,
Okay.
where those who are really into large scale agriculture, construction, and then mining are those who are more abreast with technology more than the other various industries here.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
gradually we are getting there.
yeah, I have questions about agriculture and mining, but we'll come to that.
So
Okay.
I don't know, but like a question came in mind when you were talking about your partnership with your friends. I will use myself as an example just to relate to what you were saying earlier on. So, and sorry, I'm going back because I feel like
Okay.
that's one thing that is holding us back a lot in Ghana. I came up with an idea to start like a business in Ghana, and then I wanted people, it's more of like an event business, and I wanted people on board. And then those people that we kind of like outsourced and then came on board, most of them wanted like ready money. Instead of looking ahead, like 5 years, how this will become, they were all about money, money, money. Now, I also shoot content online, and then a time ago I decided to hire an editor. And when he sent his resume and everything, I was like, oh, okay, I've worked with this guy before. Not really close, but like I'll just give him the job. So I asked for his rate.
Yeah.
And guess what? This guy mentioned an amount of money that even the bank manager in Ghana is not taking a year. And I was like, this is just like a side hustle. So why this
Yeah.
big price? It was like, oh, I just want to quit my other job. And then later on, I got to find out that this guy doesn't even have a job. Now, do you feel the Ghanaian mindset that I want, let me say this in Tree, me piscan tem.
Hey, we need the money.
We need the money
Yeah.
quick, like fast money.
Yes. Yes.
Do you think that's what's holding
Fast
us
money.
back? Like, I don't know. Do you think it's holding us
Yeah.
back? And you in Ghana, I haven't been in Ghana for a while now. So, and you in Ghana now, do you feel like the youth are gradually changing that mindset?
Yeah. So I think most Ghanaians want it right now. They want to benefit now. When you start something, they don't look at the long term. Let me just give a scenario. Um, when I started, I had one drone, but I had a lot of batteries. I think I had about 9 batteries for my first drone. And most of the guys can call you, oh, Charlie, I need your battery. Oh, give me one battery. Let me take go fly for a. From day one, I don't give out my battery to anyone. Even if you are my father, I won't give you. It's a principal I've set because I'm thinking about the long term of the business. Because if I keep on giving batteries out, within a short while, your batteries will go out.
Mhm.
And I can see that that has really been helpful to me in the long run. Most of those guys who were renting out batteries, oh, give me battery, they have not lasted. They've not even been able to improve or buy new equipment. Easy. So that kind of attitude, when you start with, you will see that it may not really lead you far because, so from onset, I told myself that I'm doing this for the long term. So I was in it full time. There were opportunities where some jobs came. I turned them down because I could discuss with my girlfriend at the time. Now she's my wife, and she'll be like, "Oh, I should take it." I'll be like, "No, I don't want a job where I can go in and then maybe after 3 months I want to stop because the things I want to do they will limit me to one place, and I may not be able to move out there." So most of the guys they are thinking about now. You know, I think initially, even with my partner, he didn't want to invest in the initial stages. You see, but maybe now that it's picking up, he wants to now bring in money. And
Yeah.
now maybe it may be late for you to bring money now, but because at the time we needed the foundation to be set up, you were focusing on maybe going into other things. You see, so most of the guys, what I've realized is that they want it now. So there was a guy, I think this week, there was a drone from my office. I needed to help them get it repaired. And then, so I put it in my pickup and then I was about moving and he met me. I think he drives a Range Rover. I was like, oh, Rodney, how much will I make from this if I buy this? He asked of the price and I mentioned the price of the drone. I was like, oh, how much can you make in a day? And then I was like, okay, if he gets a good person, he can make like maybe 10,000 to 20,000 a day from maybe rental of the equipment to the farmers. He was like, oh, okay, so who will operate it? And I was like, we have to train people to pray. He was like, oh, if somebody will pray, then he's not going to get his money, so
Yeah.
he won't buy.
Wow.
He wants quick money that he can actually go out with and flex.
Yeah.
But so most of our people here are not thinking long term.
Yeah.
While the Indians are thinking long term, the
The Chinese.
Chinese people, and then I think the Lebanese, when they come to Ghana, they are thinking very long term. But we want to just set up something and get money quickly.
Do you think it's the economic hardship that put us in that mindset, or it's just something that we can't break out of? Like it's become our lifestyle. What's the deal with that?
The economic mindset is also part because the person has been in lack for a very long time.
Yeah.
And that's Elijah said. He feels Elijah is in the States. So, okay, once Elijah has contacted, let me get some dollars from him.
I mean, that happens
He
most
feels
of the
that's an
time. It happens to all
opportunity
of
make
us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they feel that's an opportunity to make something quickly from them and then, enjoy. So it's a mindset, and then also I think the economy.
Yeah.
Because some people, it's even tough. Let's say you're working as a young guy, maybe in the government sector, they are not paying that much. They are paying maybe 4,000, 5,000. So looking at that amount, if you have a car, you have to buy for your bills and all that, it becomes very difficult. So you need a side hustle or something to add up to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to highlight something that you kind of touched on. That's mostly about like the investor, right? So it's like sometimes we may try to start something and we'll be like, okay, I think this thing is good. Like we can see that in the long term, this thing is actually going to make it. But people around us might not see it, right? Yeah. Especially like people that want to invest in that idea that we have, they will not be able to see it. So they won't be like, okay, I'm going to invest in you or support you. And most times when that happens, it kind of discourages us, like initially, like it naturally comes, we'll be like, okay, we'll question, like, why am I not getting investors? Is this thing really, like, am I seeing right? Like, is it going to make it, right? But looking at you is like, yeah, you did not give up. I think that's one thing that people need to understand is that not everyone will see the vision that you have, right? In Ghana, there's a proverb that says, like when you climb the good tree, that's when we push you up that tree. But not everyone will see that tree you are trying to climb is a good tree.
Yeah.
It's you that will be able to see that tree. Like no matter how you try to convince them, they will not be able to see it. But from what you've shared, it's like, don't be discouraged. Like keep pursuing that goal, that long-term plan that you have. And once you do, guess what? The investor will come back. But by that time, you've climbed the tree to a point where they will no longer even be able to reach up to try and push you. Right.
One of the quote I believe in is, we all have sight, but it's the vision. We all have the sight.
I love that.
But the vision, it takes a lot to have that vision, even though you have the sight. And I think that's what most Ghanaians lack. And I'm speaking from experience, like from relating to people when I moved here, relating to people. And even when I have friends, like older friends who are white people and they move to Ghana for maybe a short period of time, when they come back and I meet them, they're like, you think differently. Like I meet people there and they're like, hey, I want you to like invest in my kind of like whatever I want to do. And then they ask them for a business plan and they're like, what is that? Most people don't know what a business plan is. They don't even know how to write a proposal.
Yeah. And I think, Rodney, you made a very good point by saying like you invested in yourself by reading a lot. And I think exposure is a very important thing. Like if you want to Like the last time I was here talking about if you want to manage a business, you shouldn't be sitting on TikTok. And these guys were saying, and it's also a business. But like, it depends on what you do on TikTok, right? Or on social media.
Yeah.
You can learn so many things from YouTube, from TikTok as well, from Instagram. But then it's what you're actually consuming. Is it propelling you to the direction that you want to go? And you gave a very good example. You invested in yourself from 6 to 8 months, just reading and researching about what you want to do. And I think that exposure has helped you a lot, right? It has changed your mindset. Well, at the end of the discussion, I'm going to ask you for those books so that we can give it to our audience to also maybe read it to get that ideas from
You know, this is the trick about social media, TikTok, be it TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. And once again, I'm speaking from someone who has experience in all these things. Whatever you ask Instagram, whatever you look for on Instagram or TikTok, that is what Instagram or TikTok will suggest to you all the time. When you go to my Instagram feed, suggestion, it's all about computer technology, AI. Like, that's the only thing you see. Once a while, you see, you know, gym stuff and stuff. But when you go to my personal page, you see a lot of workout stuff, business stuff. So whatever you want to consume, that is what the algorithm will just give to you.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah, that's like, there was one day I was sitting there, I was like, wait, there is this mindset of like a creator and a consumer.
Yep.
Right? But then a creator is also a consumer. But what exactly is that creator consuming? And I liked when you touched on the point that you read a lot of books. Now, these days, a lot of people will be like, oh, I don't have lights. Like, the lights are out and like, I can't go on a computer. I can't get a computer. So because I don't have a computer, like, I can't learn. I don't have access to the web, like to ChatGPT.
Yeah, you don't have data.
Yeah,
right?
you don't have data to like learn. But then we forget that there is that traditional way of learning, which is books.
Yeah,
And there are a lot of books that we can actually get now. And guess what? They are cheaper now because a lot of those things are online. Like the paperback books are like way cheaper and we can get those down.
Yeah.
And then, just go through them. So thanks for sharing
You know,
that as
a
well.
typical mindset of a Ghanaian, some Ghanaian, let me use the word some. The money I will use to buy those books, I'd rather use to buy data and, you know, consume content online. That's the thing.
Yeah, very true.
So now that brings me to my question. Do you think as Ghanaians, and I'm going to use, I mean, now I can see most people, I mean, some people have changed their mindset. They've had like a shift of mindset. Do you think Ghanaians need that kind of mindset? And what role can the government and our parents play in that?
Yeah, I think most Ghanaians need that mindset to be able to read. You know, they said if you want to hide something from the black man, put it in the book. You will never go to read.
I'll find it.
The thing is that most of our people, they don't like reading. And that is why they are being deceived all this while. Now, when you read, what it does is that it gives you advanced knowledge. Most of the things that the early people know, you will get to know them quite early. It will help you make good decisions whilst you are young. So most people don't read, and they expect to live a good life or for something well to come out of what they do. So I think most Ghanaians should be encouraged to read more, especially business kind of books, life books about health, about marriage, and all that, you know. After my breakup, I had to read 15 books on marriage, relationship. Yeah, I realized that I didn't know so much about relationship.
Yeah.
So at first, I realized that, no. So after I read those books, I came to find out that actually when I was dating at first, I shouldn't have committed to that lady. Should have just been a normal relationship where we were just friends.
You put all
But
your
we
heart into
committed
it.
in a relationship. We committed to a relationship when it wasn't time yet to commit.
Yeah.
So you could see that you lasted so long and you were still
Mm,
courting and you were still dating. So familiarity and all those things come in, and then you are not able to make good decisions. So one person may fall out along the way. So those are the things I feel most parents should encourage their children to start reading at a very early age. So you start buying books for them. I think now maybe online. So some of the kids have tablets. So you can start reading on tablets very early. So that by the time they grow, they will be used to reading from the tablets and getting information and watching
yeah.
YouTube videos very early. Yeah,
That's a really
that is
good
what.
point. Yeah, that's a really good point. Now let's come to impact of drone tech in Ghana and Africa. Can you tell us more of what you're doing, the impact that you're having?
Yes, so for drone tech, we got the opportunity to partner with a South African company called Terak.
Okay.
So Telecom has really been of great help to us. I think in 2022, we got in touch with them. And this is how we got in touch with them. So I was running the business. Bismarck was working with, I think, Obasi Anglo Gold.
Okay.
He was part of the security team. They were handling the drones for monitoring of the mining concession. So this South African went there to train them on this system. So in their conversation, you realize that Bismarck was technically very good on the system. So he was like, Bismarck, what are you doing here? Because you can see you are very intelligent. So
Yeah,
you feel
I've
like
been.
he's, he's wasting his time here. And Bismarck was like, oh, he doesn't just do this, but he has a partner where they work with drone. Then he mentioned drone tech. Already, this South African has been seeing drone tech on LinkedIn. So he was like, oh, if he's really part of drone tech, he would like to meet with Rodney and then see the way forward because they are looking for local partners to move things forward. So that was how we were able to partner with them. And through
Nice.
that, we were able to reach out to some of the mining companies across Ghana. So Goldfields, Anglo Gold, Asanko Mine, um, Ghana Manganese Company, and even Africa, in Tanzania, we have the Geita Gold Mine, um, Sadiola Gold Mine, and even Sigiri Gold Mine in Guinea. So those are the areas where so mostly Terracam do that, the supply of the drone solutions. And we, the Ghanaian-based company, we do the training for them.
Okay.
So we
Awesome.
train these people from the survey department, security department, engineering departments, and then exploration and geotechnical department. So we provide solutions for all departments and they use the drones. So we as drone tech, what we do is that we provide solutions. A lot of people sell drones. We provide
Provide a
solutions. So
solution.
we
Yeah.
don't just sell the drone to you. We help you use the drone to be able to solve problems on your site.
That's impressive.
So that has been, yeah.
Yeah.
So recently, I read that the president of Ghana has partnered with, I think, Dubai to bring to more of like build a tech hub. I don't know how true that is, but I saw it on, I mean, on Facebook or so. Do you feel with things like this, the government should, before they even happen, though they've signed if they've signed a contract in code, do you think the government should educate the people, like the citizens, that hey, this is what is coming? And also, do you also feel the government should involve the youth who are already into tech? Because I see some people and they are really good, like really good at what they do, and
Yeah.
these are people who are just like you, consume knowledge from different places and have been exposed on YouTube, watching and studying all those things. Do you think the government should involve the youth? Because I feel like Ghana is more of like who knows you or who you know.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're not going to get called or to enjoy the cake.
Yes, yes. So I feel government should really involve the youth because we are still a growing country where there's a lot of youth. The population, majority of the population are youthful. However, in the system here, we are late adopters. So it takes time for somebody to really reach there and be able to start earning some particular amount of money, get a chance to be able to do some certain things here. That is why most of the youth are really struggling. Because somebody in his late 50s or early 50s is when he starts benefiting from his job.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you expect him to leave for somebody to come and enjoy. So you see, what we realized that you could see that when I was talking, I never mentioned that, oh, we do something for maybe government
Yeah.
agency like ECG, VRA, or any other. Because when you go there, even if they buy a drone, they politicize most of them. I don't know, but most of them, they politicize the whole processes. And then instead of bringing the young people who have come from school um, into the training for them to learn the tech to be able to support the system to grow, they bring the old people. So you could bring somebody almost 60 years, 55. All the departments, they don't have, they train people to fly drones for them, and the drones are still lying down because the people they train are old people and their interest is not into drones and systems to help them.
Yeah.
When you go to the Forestry Commission, they have over 16 drones. It's been there since 2021 and they are not used. All the batteries worth over $60,000 all expired
What?
and they have to rebuy. Somebody just donated drones to Forestry Commission and there has not been any usage. When you go to ECG, I learned they bought about 15 drones. They've only activated 3 of them. 11 is still lying down since they bought it till now for about 4 years.
You know, as you were talking, it just reminded me of an experience I had back home when I was trying to work as a security guard for a company, and I was being posted at Sunbeam School. And during our training, like, I think it was 2 of my friends, myself, and then we had like these old men, and they were also like there to be trained. And then they were like, okay, you guys should do like attention. Oh my gosh. It was it was like Comedy Central over there, man. They didn't know what to do, like run what was that called? About 10? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, left 10 and they were 10 and right. And so yeah, there's that problem where, like, you know, we have these old people in positions, and when opportunities come, they try to give it to their friends, right?
Yeah.
People who are their age mates, kind of like keeping it within that group. Yeah. And I feel that is probably because in Ghana, there is this, I'm a person in authority, and I don't want you to be on the same level with me. I want to keep you underneath me, right? But aside that, one question I would like to ask you, Rodney, is regardless of their age, right? What do you look for in these people that you want to train?
Yeah, so, you know, let's say somebody wants to fix, you have to fix maybe the propellers of the drone, and the person has to bend down to fix, you know, that youthful kind of energy to do all those things. So some of them, they just come for the training to get their per diems and then they leave. So basically, we want a fresh kind of someone from school or somebody who has been in the industry not longer than more than 5 years. Those people are more active and they want to learn, they want to grow, they want to become. So those are some of the things we are looking for. So here are some of the recommendations we give them now moving forward. And we want to train people. We don't want you to bring old people here. We want you to bring people who are more youthful and they can learn. Yeah. And those people, once they get abreast to the system, they would like to improve upon whatever they've learned. And then it helps the system to be able to move on. There was a department somewhere, I think one of the government agencies, they even didn't have an idea of using any drone. We did a presentation, showed them everything we wanted to do. And then finally, when we had picked the documents to supply them with a drone solution, before we could know, they said the minister had brought some people to take the road. And they just went to buy them a drone. And up till now, they've not been able to solve that problem.
Yeah.
So instead of getting the youth to help them solve problems such as maybe illegal mining, monitoring, they would rather prefer give it to somebody and get the money quicker. So they share the profit quickly and then the rest suffer. So some of the issues we are facing is as a result of leadership problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that. So I read an article detailing how much Ghana loses in revenue with deforestation. And so when you mentioned that they have like 16 drones sitting down, I'm like, this is something that you can use drone solution to solve. But then we are losing money because we are not utilizing the technology available to us. And even people with the expertise are not given the opportunity to actually come in and solve the problems, right? I did a research on how we can mitigate flood. That was like 2019. And I presented it to my school, and they were really happy about it. You know, one of the issues that I faced was actually gathering data. We didn't have any data in Ghana. Like, it was very frustrating. But then, like, I see that this is an opportunity for drone tech to actually go in and take point, like gathering data and putting it somewhere in a database that someone outside of Ghana can even utilize and propose models that can be used. So those are some of the impacts that I wanted to talk about. Like you mentioned about agriculture, like what are you guys doing to help with food security in Ghana and across Africa?
I mean, before you come in, like even with the data centers, like if they go in, collect all those data and then put them in a data center, the thing is, the problem we have in Ghana is that even our health system, when let's say I go to Kolebu and then I go to 37, I still have to fill out a new thing because it is not there's nothing syncing up, and that's what we need. If they do it, the government can hire someone else and they also create their own data center, which there's no linkage, like it's not syncing up. That's the issue. So that is what is pulling us back. For me, as a technology person, that is what is pushing us back. No matter what we do, we can bring the whole world, like the tech and innovation, as long as there's nothing syncing all those things, all those data together, we are not going anywhere. It's just like pouring water into a basket. It will never get filled up. That's it. That is the issue when it comes to technology in Ghana. That's it.
We need an integrated system.
It's going to take some time, and then with time it will get better. We are still a growing country. So.
I know, by the time it's now, like, man.
So somebody will say, Ghana the Enya, meaning that in his lifetime, Ghana Enya.
Oh, you see.
We are work in progress, so gradually things will improve with time.
Sometimes
if we are able to put some systems in place.
Sometimes I talk to people and I tell them that if the leaders of Ghana would put Ghana first, Ghana will be competing with America like on a scale. Because we have so many things. We are blessed with a lot of things, but we don't utilize them. That's the thing. And even if we are utilizing them, 90% goes into our pockets. That's the thing.
Yeah, we have a lot of brilliant minds. That I do know. We have a lot of people in Ghana.
Ghanaians are very, very educated and they have great minds. You could see even when you travel across Africa, you could see Ghanaians are more learned, are more intelligent, even just Africa. Then how much more the outside world? Most of the challenges with the leadership, sometimes not only the leadership, but even some of the grassroots people. You see, a leader may have a plan to do something good when he comes, but he is not being allowed because there's some kind of burden from the grassroots. You see, you are thinking about development, but somebody is coming for support to go and do wedding or to go and do funeral. Those are the things that, and they feel entitled because they feel they supported you to come into power. So you have to do it for them. So the money, ideally, which should have been used for development, majority is going back to the people's pockets due to the pressure. And if you don't do, you'll not be revoted. And so that's how. So you could see someone may have a very nice plan, but he comes on board, and these are some of those are relatively for the MPs and those people.
Yeah.
But however, at the presidential level too, they have their own pressures also there. But gradually we'll get there. In terms of agriculture and security for food, we have the drones are doing more of precision agriculture now.
Oh, that's
So
good.
let's say you can plant and then you fly the drone with a multispectral payload. You're able to get information of various fields and know where maybe you need more chlorophyll.
Wait, what's multispectral payload? Come to our level.
So, so a multispectral payload basically is a payload is a camera. So it's a camera that has multispectral system that is being used to be able to help you get what we call index maps, where let's say if there's a vegetation, it will show you red, green colors. It show you different colors of the fields.
Yeah.
And to show you where on your field the plant is doing well and the areas that are not doing well. So based on that, if you are applying your fertilizer, instead of applying your fertilizer, mostly we apply to the whole field.
Yeah.
You don't do that. You only apply to the areas that lack nutrients.
Yeah.
So based on your NPK application, you can really tell, okay, based on this. So you have basically two systems. One drone does the flying for you, the mapping with the multispectral payload, and then you're able to get information. Then you feed that information to your spray drone, and that spray drone sprays the field for you precisely at the boundaries where these color codes are.
Yeah.
And then you're able to get much yields. So now most of the drones can do fertilizer application, you can do pesticide, you can even use the drone to spray other chemicals, which you feel like weedicide and all that. So that's what basically drones are also doing to help agriculture and
Precision farming.
agriculture.
That's really
Wait,
brilliant.
how big are the drones though? Because if you keep saying drones, you know, a lot of us would just picture like the small ones where you hold.
No,
them,
they are big. They are bigger
you lift
drones.
them up.
Like they are bigger drones
Yeah,
that
yeah.
can even carry a human being with 355
yes.
pounds.
So there are bigger drones. Basically, there are 4 types of drones. We have the single rotor. Single rotor looks more like a helicopter kind of drone. We have the multi-rotor. Those are the normal small ones you see. You see, they have about 4 motors with the propellers. Then we have the fixed wing. The fixed wing, they operate more like an aircraft. So you see them, they fly more like a plane, and then it comes to land horizontally. Then we have one which is called a hybrid fixed wing. So it operates both in fixed wing mode and then multi-rotor mode. So multi-rotor takes off vertically and then it lands vertically. But a hybrid fixed wing takes off vertically, transitions into fixed wing. After doing the work, it will come back into vertical mode and then land. So most of the industry people are going for the hybrid fixed wing because you have the opportunity to be able to fly your drone at every space you find.
Yeah.
But with a fixed wing, you need it more like a runway, just like how the plane takes off at an airport. So if you don't have a runway, you can't fly your drone. So those are basic type of drones. And some can be very huge. Some can carry, like the agricultural drone, it can carry about 50 kg of load. So just imagine how huge
That's
that
awesome.
drone is.
So let's say if I want to learn how to fly a drone, do I need to worry about how much that's going to cost me?
Yeah, it's not that expensive to learn how to fly a drone. Yeah. So, but if you want to, it depends on the purpose for which you want to learn how to fly. If maybe you want to fly for fun, maybe within 1 day or 2 days, you are fine. The rest is for you to practice. But maybe if you want to use for a particular thing, maybe for surveying, mapping, power line inspection, agriculture spraying, maybe for agriculture monitoring and all that, mining, all those things, then those ones are more specific. So it takes some time. You need a period, or maybe for security surveillance.
Okay.
There are other training. Yeah.
Do you
So
do you,
mostly last between 1 week to 2 weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
do you need a license to fly a drone in Ghana? Cause yeah, you need a license to fly any kind of drone.
Yeah. So in Ghana, there are three ways you can own a drone. So you can own a drone as a private person, or let's say a private company. So like let's say Success Mindset wants to own a drone in Ghana, they can register the drone for private usage. So we will register the drone under Success Mindset company name. And then we have the recreational mode. So let's say Elijah or Ken decides to come to Ghana now. He can buy a drone for recreation. Maybe he goes to the beach, he wants to take some videos. That's for recreation. You don't need a license to fly recreational drone.
Wow.
But you just have to do a
Okay.
safety exam.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
online. Just get it, and then you'll be given a safety certificate just to introduce you to our laws here, and basically the maximum height you are allowed to
Yeah.
fly and all those basic things. And then we have commercial. Commercial is when you are using drone to make money or you want to use it for business. Then that is where you need a license to fly the drone in Ghana.
Cool.
But
That's awesome.
however, for private usage, the person who will be responsible for the usage of the drone in the company needs to be licensed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it
And
makes
then
sense.
the drone needs to be registered.
Yeah.
But all these cases, all the drones must be registered. So whether for recreation or private usage or for commercial, the drone needs to be registered.
So like
But you don't need a license to fly drone for commercial for
Recreational.
recreation.
so I'm coming to Ghana, let's say December, and then I have a drone, like a DJI Maverick drone in my
Yeah,
backpack.
yeah.
Do I need to register it in Ghana?
You need to register it, yeah. If
Okay.
you have a registration document from maybe US, you just show it. That one is there's no need. And then maybe you are using it for a short period in Ghana,
Yeah.
there's no need. But once you are going to be using it in Ghana for recreation, you need to register it in Ghana. I think it's about $20 to register it.
That's awesome.
Why are they charging in dollars though?
And so you pay the CD equivalent. Mostly GCA, I think they pay their workers also in dollars. So they use the dollar rate to pay their. They said they based on the international ICAO system,
Yeah.
where most of their standards are the same. So meaning if you work for GCA and you work for TCA, they should pay you at the same level and standard. So that's why they charge you.
Okay.
Just like when you shipping your car to Ghana, they charge,
Which
they
I'll
use
never
the
do.
exchange.
Yeah. It's expensive.
Yeah.
Well, Rodney, this has been
But,
very
yeah.
educative. But did you want to say something?
No, I think that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, would you advise investors to come to Ghana and invest in drone technology or any kind of technology?
Yes, I think I would advise investors to come to Ghana to invest. But most of the investors must look at the long term of things.
Yeah.
Because as I said, it's an emerging market. But however, it has a very great potential in the future. So it's we call on most people. We are always ready to collaborate with people who are also like-minded and are willing to invest in drone technology and even technology in Africa,
Yeah.
Ghana.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
know you've worked with the mining industry as well, fighting illegal mining. I've seen some of your videos and pictures. Also surveying power lines, like grid lines, to help with electricity company of Ghana as well. So I know you guys are doing a lot, but I think you still need the support from the government and from the local people as well, like coming on board and embracing technology. Do you guys have any things to say before we end up, or before Rodney gives us some?
I think the last thing for you, Rodney, and I'll say thanks for sharing all that information. I've learned a lot, about drone tech, but also about having a mindset, of starting something on your own, regardless of whether you have support or not, right? Having a goal and having a vision and working on it. Okay. What is one advice that you would give to current students, like those in the university that have their majors that they are focusing on, or those that have just recently graduated that are sitting at home and saying that there are no jobs for me to do? What is one advice that you have for them?
Yeah, so one advice I will have for them is sometimes we don't know our potential. So your potential could be very close to you, or it could be something inside of you. One of my mentors will tell you, is that your purpose or your potential is the idea that won't go away. So you keep on thinking about something, and it comes back to you again. It keeps on coming. So what I would advise them is that they should invest in themselves first. Instead of thinking about, oh, let me get a job. Last time, I think I placed a job post on LinkedIn, and over about 500 people have applied. I keep on reviewing, and I realized that most people, there are a lot of people who, some have even finished school. I even got one of my classmates text me that he needed a job. I was like, wow. So these are some of the things we are looking at. A lot of people have not really found themselves, and they feel if I don't get a job, then that's it. I can't make it in life. But we have to look within and do more of a self-search, and then that helps you to be able to come out. Once you know yourself, you know whether you need a job or you know what to do next. So that's where they can start from. Then aside that, because the system here have not created enough jobs for the people to get after school. And we are getting a lot of people finishing school and then staying home. So what can we do? We have to go more into skill set, learning skills. So let's say you are doing a course, you are doing IT, and you see that, oh, okay, in IT, this thing is gradually coming up. By doing your research, it's through reading and through your research that you find out that, oh, these are the emerging markets in IT. So why don't I focus and do a course? Let's say currently data analytics and all that. You can do a course online, and that could set you apart from the rest. Actually, the whole idea of this drone thing, I got it from GoFills. I did my attachment there. And I realized that the chief pilot had the drone in his office, always sitting on the table. So I was like, why don't I learn the drone and come and operate it? Because that's the only way maybe they could employ me here. And that was how I started with the drone thing.
Wow.
I never knew it would be something I'll be doing for a very long time. So those are some of the few things. So think outside the box and look at things that people are not thinking about. Because I realized that there were people who were sharper, smarter, and all that. So what can I do to separate myself from the rest? And that's what I always do. So I'm always thinking about what can I do and what can I see outside the box to do. So that's what will help most of the youth if they start thinking in that direction.
Cool. That's a good advice.
Yeah.
I mean, you've said it all. So I actually don't have anything to say, but just like you said, we need to invest in ourselves. And I think that's what, as Ghanaians, we need. We shouldn't feel like, oh, after school, there's nothing there for me to do. There are so many things there. Even if you see someone doing what you want to do, there is something that the person is not doing in what the person is doing. You can use that and leverage that to your advantage. So I believe that that's what you said, and I like that.
Yeah. Well, audience, Rodney has been a very fantastic guest today, sharing all his experiences and ideas and stories with us. I hope that you learned something from what he shared. And people who actually want to invest in Africa and Ghana, the field is white already to harvest. So you can go in there and do all your entrepreneurship businesses and ideas, go and implement it there. Ghana is a very rich country. Africa is a rich place to invest now. Thank you so much, Rodney, for joining us today. We'll definitely invite you again to come and share different thoughts with us. This has been the Success Mindset today. And today I was here with D-Tech, Elijah, no, D-Tech, and Kenny and Rodney joining us today. Thank you so much, Rodney.
Thanks a lot, Rodney.
Thank you too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.